Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to turn common household items into armor for exploring the mines. So first you're going to want to find yourself a pressure cooker. You're going to want to dismantle that thing by just taking all of the screws out of every single hole that you can, just ripping everything off of the pressure cooker that isn't pressure cooker. This is what it will probably look like in the beginning. You'll have your standard pressure cooker and it will probably be covered with sheets of metal, which by the way you can cut off and make into shoulder pads. Or just like random sheet metal for repairing armor or technology or whatever. And you just throw away the lid because you don't really need that right now, or maybe store it for something later. And you're going to take the heating cooking element out and all the electronics guts, so it's just hollow. And then we're going to go ahead and get ourselves this cheap like $30 headlamp that runs on two 18650 lithium polymer rechargeable batteries. We're going to go ahead and slap this thing over the top of it, because we want to be able to see in the dark. Otherwise it's going to be useless in the mines if you can't see. Dang it. Come on. There we go. And then you're going to want to take the power cord that was originally connecting the pressure cooker, and you're going to go ahead and just snip both ends off like this. Don't try and use the cord again unless you want to use it for something, but you probably shouldn't. I'm probably obliged to tell you not to. And then we're going to go ahead and take an aluminium foil roll. You should be able to get one of these by just using up all the aluminium foil in the kitchen. If that's not available, a glad wrap roll might do, but they're kind of harder to use normally because they make them out of thicker cardboard. And you're going to want to go ahead and thread the cable through here. This strap that we're making, this chin strap that we're making, can also double as extra blasting cable wire and or just extra copper wire for an emergency. Then we're going to go ahead and flip this thing upside down, and we're going to go ahead and flatten out this cardboard roll like this, and then we're going to try and get the cable sort of halfway through all the way. Once we've got it kind of flat, we're going to want to try and find just some sort of a tape. It doesn't really matter what type of tape. I'm using sellotape here. This is kind of extra helpful because this will stop your chin strap from taking water damage as quickly, and if it does take water damage, it'll take longer for it to all fall apart. You're just going to want to wrap the entire thing in packing tape, like packing sellotape, like this. And this is just so you don't garrote yourself on the cable wire accidentally. If your helmet gets stuck somewhere, you want to have this extra cardboard padding so you don't accidentally choke yourself out. Here we go. Just wrap this around like that. Oh. Then we're going to make sure we've got both ends firmly secured to the copper wire. Inside this copper wire cable that the pressure cooker comes with, there should be 3 copper wires, which is like a lot of extra wire for emergencies. Alright, once you've gone ahead and done that, you're going to want to go ahead and try and find the end of the tape, which you've so foolishly lost by putting it down for 3 seconds. This will probably take you anywhere between 5 and 12 minutes. Oh, come on, where is the end of the tape? Here we go. Oh, now we're going to attach... Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, now we're going to want to attach this cable here to the helmet. We're going to first fold this little chin strap, and we're going to make sure that the little bent bits don't end up underneath our chin, otherwise that's going to be incredibly uncomfortable. We're just going to go ahead and fold this around in a sort of an arc. You can use the side of the helmet to sort of mold it a bit, but normally you probably want to use one of these little sharp pointy edge pieces, because that will dig in better and sort of bend it like breaking in new flax. Once we've gone ahead and made the chin strap, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the little bit, the lip where you normally lock the lid on, is facing the front. That's just because it looks aesthetically more pleasing, and also because that way you don't have to worry about things snagging, because if you have it on the back and you walk under like a cable or something and then it snags, it's just sort of harder to remove it than if it's on the front. Then we're going to go ahead and take our tape, and we're going to make a small section, and we're just going to attach the ends of the cable to the helmet. Go ahead and get the tape here. I'll just skip ahead to the part where I've done. Alright, once you've gone ahead and attached the chin strap, you're going to notice that there's a little pointy ring at the bottom of this pressure cooker that will try and stab you in the head. In order to solve this problem, I'm going to go ahead and just crumple up some A4 paper. I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to mush it all up together, flatten that in and sort of make a kind of an improvised padding. You may want to use more than this amount of A4 paper. If you really want it to be padded, you're going to want to go ahead and squish this down. And the purpose of this is going to be to stop your head getting bonked around a whole bunch in uncomfortable ways. I'm going to tape this in with more packing tape, and the more comfortable you want to be, basically just the more paper that you use. Also, this paper can double as an emergency source of fire starting materials if for some reason you need to start a fire at the bottom of the mines, which is not advised without first checking to make sure that the atmosphere isn't filled with explosive gases. One second, I'm just going to go ahead and take some more out. Also, one little tip, just sort of tape the tape roll to this side of the thing while you're doing it, so you don't lose the roll of the end of the roll. There we go. Just go ahead and slap that in there. This is a pretty dodgy helmet, but these things are made of cast iron and will be bullet resistant around 9mm. They're also just like completely round, which also helps with projectile resistance and also to stop heavy, painful objects from falling on your head. Obviously, you're going to want to put a lot more paper in if you're expecting to be bonked on the head by a heavy tungsten ore piece that you weren't expecting to say hello. We're not currently expecting that scenario, we're just making a demo helmet. So that's why I'm only using 4 pieces of paper. Now we've got our padding. You just want to test to see whether or not it's going to hurt a lot by punching it with your fist. If you can punch it with your fist and not get hurt too much, then you've probably put enough padding, and if you can still feel a tiny bit of metal trying to stab you through the paper, then it probably means you haven't put enough. But in this case it is kind of enough. Once we're done with that, I just noticed I did take the headlamp off before while I was taping the wires together. Go ahead and put the headlamp back on. Dang it, this is my least favorite part. There we go. Just use your foot, that'll help. Put the headlamp back on. You'll notice that on the headlamp, these cheap ones have sort of semi-exposed wires around the base here. And you can use a sharp rock to cut these semi-exposed wires and then connect them together, but only across one little thing in order to make a heat source to light the paper that's inside here if you need it, but you probably won't need it. And you can also use the chin strap as an extension cable if you need to light it from really far away, which you probably won't need to, but you might. Right, now this is a little bit of a weird helmet, so I'm going to do a tutorial on how to put it on. So you'll notice that the strap will sort of lean towards the front because these 2 cables are taped on in such a way that they go over the front little lip of the side thing that you use to pick up the cooker. You go ahead and hold it by these 2 little handles. You just kneel over and bonk your head inside it, and then you shuffle this chin strap over here and then up again. And this sort of allows so that you don't actually have to make an adjustable chin strap. This thing is just sort of fit to your head. You want to probably put this on your head, then measure it and then put it on. And then in order to take the chin strap off, instead of doing any fancy nonsense where you'd use like a clip or a buckle or some complicated thing that's going to end up with you choking because you accidentally got your head stuck in a small cave, you're just going to want to slowly slide this thing forward like the handle on one of those little kids buckets that you use to build sandcastles. In order to take it off and put it on, you're just going to want to slide the helmet forward and then just slowly pull down on the tab and then put it under your chin. And it should be less likely to garrote you while you're walking around, seeing as though you've got this little cardboard tube with tape on it. And also, if you for some reason fall in the water and it all gets wet, if you tape it up with clear or just blank, like covered tape that's not clear, then the tape will hold all the cardboard in, so even if it does fill up with water and just get soaked, it'll still sort of stick together, even though it'll be sort of like rotting Weet-Bix, but it will at least still hold some sort of a shape that isn't going to choke you. Because if your head gets stuck in like a gap, or like you're walking around and you go under something and then the helmet's like choking you up like this, You don't want to have just a regular raw cable, otherwise it will just dig into you, and it probably won't do anything here because it's just under our chin. But if for some reason the helmet somehow manages to get back because you did it wrong, then you've basically just got a wire that's going to be compressing your main arteries that are going to your head. So you probably don't want to do that. Anyway, that's how you make a silly helmet to keep yourself safe that's probably bullet resistant to 9mm and birdshot, but I haven't tested it yet, and I'm not sure if I can convince the gun club to let me shoot it, so I don't know if that'll work or not. And if you paid for the decent little headlamp, it will also be blindingly bright and good for moving around in the dark. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and if you made it to the end, congratulations. You too can look as silly as me. I like your new helmet, it's very cool. Have you tried the lights?
What can I see?
You got to sort of tilt it back a little bit. That goes under the chin and then tilt it back.
Then I found these matchboxes.
Is that my helmet? Do you like your new attire?